Why is it a cold open?
Because the opening is lukewarm and then the show is hot. Soup is hot.
What's a hot open?
You come in guns blazing, you know? Like you and Nash is mid-convo screaming at each other on PS4. That would be a hot opening.
Okay, gotcha.
Or you doing a Nash impression at this wedding that he cannot attend because he took off the wrong weekend for his own sister's wedding, right?
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's classic Nash.
Yeah, I mean...
First of all, known Jackie all my life. Thanks for the invite. But maybe I can go in his place. This is how I'll get into the wedding.
No, I'm already said I'm going to go in his place.
Oh, you're going to do that?
You can't be Nash.
I can be Nash.
No, you can't.
Yeah, just show up on my knees.
That's fucked up. That's mean.
I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying that Nash is shorter than I am. Like if Nash showed up to my sister's wedding, he would need...
Yeah, but on your knees is
the
disrespectful.
SpongeBob shoe.
That's like super... Like...
I'm like 7'5". What do you mean?
Okay.
That's what I say on the pod now.
What?
If you guys are going to add inches to your heights. On the interview with Eric, you're like, it's 6'1".
And I clearly said I was joking right after.
Well, that's your problem. I'm 7'2".
Okay, fine.
Built like KD. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. I am Bo Oliver here with the Debbie Downer, Aaron, the non-impressionistic Nerd Soup Monkey, and we are about to talk about the world of Hollywood movies, TV, video games. A lot of hot news, man. It's a packed outline. I don't even know if we'll have time for fan questions, so sorry, fans.
Speaking of hot, I'm over summer already.
You just said the other podcast you were going to have a good summer.
I know.
You're going to have a summer.
I was supposed to. Got too hot, too fast.
That's why I always say I'm a Stark. I'm a man of winter.
Winter sucks too. It
Yeah, but-
skipped like that sweet spot. You usually have that sweet spot. We didn't have a sweet spot.
I thought we had a pretty good sweet spot. New York springs are never good springs. You were looking for a good spring, you're not going to find it here. I don't know, where can you find a good spring these days? Very underrated season because we never get to enjoy it that much. Our falls are much
Figure
better.
like Maine probably has a sick spring.
Feels like permanent spring, right? Well, no, it gets very cold, obviously.
Cold, yeah.
Used to go to Maine all the time as a kid. Also, listen to this podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, on the podcast platforms, or on YouTube. You know, watch that static screen, get it burned into your OLEDs if you're watching on your OLED. Shout out to one of our listeners, Shane, who was watching us on the big screen. That's how it's done.
I was born to be seen on the
Happy
big
boy.
screen.
All right, Margot Robbie.
Take that.
That's like the first line in the trailer about some woman who... It's like Mulholland Drive. Aaron's Mulholland Drive. I was born to be on the big screen. By any means necessary. How's life, man?
It's good.
You are looking tan. Would you have a beach day?
Yeah, I had a beach day. That's good. I like the beach. I don't like the beach, but I like this. I liked my beach hit.
Yeah, it's about going there and getting the tan.
Yeah, well, it didn't entail me like going onto the beach. I was more by like the dock area, and then there's like a restaurant bar over there, so I was hanging out.
Sitting on the dock of the
Pop
bay.
the top. Feeling good.
Let's move on to the first story. Holy shit. Apparently,
Got some sunburn, though.
A Lord of the Rings anime series has been announced. It's the studio behind the feature film trilogies, Lord of the Rings, obviously, and The Hobbit, is partnering with Warner Brothers Animation on the original anime theatrical feature, The Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim. Apparently, it's a standalone feature that will depict the bloody saga behind Helm's Deep.
Oh.
Very interesting. Helm's Deep played a crucial role in the Two Towers.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously...
Quite the fortress. Well, they do have that story about the king who built Helm's Deep, right? It was built for the purpose of withstanding attacks, obviously, like we witnessed. Do you know the history here of Helm's Deep?
No.
Man, I thought you were a Lord of the Rings guy.
I know the movies. I watch the movies a lot. I'm not a book guy. I told you that. I have the book sitting on my shelf. I should have brought the book to the beach. Could have been a book on a beach guy.
Yeah, well, apparently it was built. Helm's Deep was built by Helm Hammerhand, legendary king of Rohan, who spent much of his reign locked in a prolonged and costly war.
What's colder, that nickname or Brand the Builder? A Hammerhand, right?
I think Brand the Builder is a bit colder. This one's more aggressive.
Mm.
You know, this guy is... It's like Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine. Benny the Butcher is more aggressive. Conway the Machine is smoother. You know, he's calculating.
Yeah.
Brainiac or, versus the Hulk.
Yeah, Hammerhand, I feel like he actually built it. Brand the Builder was probably just pointing.
Yes.
He's the architect.
Yeah, great point.
Mm.
Yeah, Hammerhand, he gets things done.
Yeah. Together, who knows what they could build.
Bran, it's his schematics. Oh, yeah, that would be the dream team.
Mm.
His blueprints and Hammerhand's Hammerhand. That's a big two.
Yeah, I don't even know who he is, but I
Hopefully
agree.
they'll do a Game of Thrones anime, right? Focusing on Bran the Builder one day. Could be an interesting story. Maybe they'll do that instead of, they were doing the Long Night series. Maybe it will be an anime.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen The Witcher is doing an anime spin-off that will be canon with the live action. We'll probably be able to look at this anime feature as canon as well, because it's such a story that's ingrained in the mythology and lore of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that seems to be like a trend now, right?
Yeah, it's a welcome trend.
Yeah. And obviously Lord of the Rings will take as much content as we got. Even the Hobbit movies, like, I still enjoy them for what they are. They're not nearly to the level of the regular trilogy, but I think that, especially with the Amazon show coming out, and now this, it's good to see Lord of the Rings kind of stick around after, obviously, the huge impact those movies had. And then you had The Hobbit, which were a little less well-received, well, more than a little. But it's to kind of have this resurgence and get back into this world a little. And this is an interesting story. I talked to most people who are fans of the Lord of the Rings franchise, and Helm's Deep is probably one of their favorite sequences, parts of any movie, or the book, I assume. It's quite a battle.
Right, yeah, and it looks like we're going to get not part 2, but the prequel. One of the first battles at Helm's Deep. It seems like it's quite the battle, because this king spent his entire reign locked in this war. I don't know how long the war is, but yeah, no, it's definitely exciting news.
I think that so it's a Warner Brothers. They're teaming up with. It's Warner Brothers Animation.
Warner Brothers Animation, yes.
Okay. Have they done any other anime type shows before?
Well, I think people are just calling it anime.
Anime style.
I think it's just going to be animated. Anything's an anime. I mean, all animes have different
When I think
styles.
anime, I think like Japanese animation.
Yeah, but you look at Japanese animation, they don't all have the same style.
Right.
You look at JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Full Metal Alchemist, they're drawn in completely separate
Well, not even the
styles.
drawing, but just like it's an American, I guess, anime.
Right, but anime is just animation. It's just the Japanese word for animation. So I think people are now starting to, it's like good animated movies are now animes.
Okay.
Everyone always says that, like the Game of Thrones anime, because we want it to resemble the storytelling of an anime. Animes are more open to mature stories. You'll have a kid's anime or an adult anime. So I think that's the word's taking on a new definition.
Can Shrek be an anime?
Right, no. Shrek can't be a fucking anime.
Where do we draw the line?
Right. No, it's just Japanese, like Avatar The Last Airbender, not an anime. Does it have anime influences? Yes, but it's not a Japanese animation.
But then, like, Zack Snyder's making an anime. I feel like he can't do that.
Right. It's taking on a new meaning.
Hmm.
If it was Zack Snyder's animated series, it doesn't have that appeal, right? But when you hear anime, and look, that's a great transition into our second story. Apparently, Zack Snyder is developing a Norse mythology-based series called The Twilight of the Gods.
I feel like yeah, I feel like just Zack Snyder can't make an anime.
Well, he is. Yeah, he's making it for Netflix. Like I said, I think the definition of the word has changed. I mean, Zack Snyder is actually the guy where if you want to, like I said, anime is more open to mature stories, and Zack Snyder, obviously, with his filmography, has made R-rated epics. So you imagine that this is going to be R-rated as well. And the title hints towards Ragnarok, and that's interesting. Usually he's tackled Greek mythology and themes. I mean, he's always had mythological themes throughout his films.
No.
So this kind of makes sense. Yeah, the next series he's developing is based on Jesus. Twilight of the God.
Jesus anime.
I'd love to see that made by a Japanese studio, though. Make it just real ridiculous, But this sounds interesting, and it's got a cast, too, star-studded cast. We got a couple Game of Thrones alums, Tormund and Euron, Christopher Hivju, and Pilo Absbach. Also have John Noble, Corey Stoll, Jamie Chung, Patterson Joseph, and it's got a lot of the characters that we've become familiar with through Thor.
Yeah,
and
right. I was going to say,
God of War.
Like most people's, it's like every time I see something that has to do with Norse mythology, I'm like, oh, that's like the Marvel thing. It's like they've kind of hijacked that whole mythology, even though it has been like, it is like, was it public domain, right? Like all those stories and all of that. So anyone can really
Marvel,
take from it. Like
Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, right?
Yeah.
They decided to make their heroes based on the Norse gods.
So yeah, I mean that'll definitely be interesting to see what he can do. I think Zack Snyder is someone that, like you said, he incorporates a lot of mature themes into his movies, whether it be superhero movies or his other movies, depending on how well you think he explores those themes is another story. But I think this could actually be a good avenue for him.
Yeah,
when you think about, because one thing you can say about him, regardless of how you feel about his films, is that he is ambitious. And maybe sometimes his ambition is exceeds the limitations of what you can do on film. So if you can get a lot of that stuff done and a lot of his visions through animation, it could, I think, work out very well. And slow motion is always more appealing in animation.
Yeah. And a writer's room definitely might help him out as well, where if he could just be the driving force behind this series, but bringing in a team of people that are going to help them tell a story that spans maybe multiple seasons or one long season. Like I said, the title does hint at Ragnarok, the end of the Norse Gods. So the destruction of Asgard, like we saw in the movie Ragnarok. So I don't know how long this series is going to run, if it is going to be a one-off type of thing, but the cast is star-studded, and like you said, I think this is a better avenue for Zack Snyder. And coming off of Army of the Dead, I hope he stays kind of in this style of storytelling rather than ruining characters that I care about so much, because I like Thor, I like Loki, but and I've got good versions of those characters already, right? So if Snyder comes around and fucks it up, I'm just gonna, like the other day I threw on Ragnarok after watching Loki because I just wanted to be with those characters. Funny ass movie.
Yeah, it's such a great movie. I can't wait. Loki's been great too.
Yeah, it really has. All right, let's move on to the next story here. We have a Ted TV series is in development at Peacock. Apparently, Seth MacFarlane is in negotiations to return as the talking bear Ted.
Peacock, huh?
Apparently, he's got a deal with Universal to produce content. So Peacock falls under Universal.
That's right. I was thinking more Fox Family Guy thing.
Yeah. I think the Orville is owned by NBC now as well.
Okay.
His Star Trek show.
Right.
The legacy of Ted is...
There was supposed to be a Ted 3 for a while.
There's supposed to be Ted 3, yeah. Ted 1 came out and did absolute numbers at the box office. At the time, it was the highest rated R movie until Deadpool came along. Mm-hmm. Made like 500, 600 million. Ted 2 didn't do as well. I thought Ted 2 was actually better. It's an idea, it was fun and original at first, but I guess people got tired of it 3 years later.
I think the Ted movies are kind of funny.
I think they're funny. Seth MacFarlane, 2012 was his peak, right? He hosts the Oscars. He came out with Ted. He had the Western movie that came out the next year, and that flopped, and he kind of went on the downward trajectory since then. He's still relevant. I mean, he's still an icon in his own rights, from Family Guy and American Dad, all the characters he's voiced and created. So I'd be interested in watching this. I mean, if you listen to this podcast, you know that I'm a huge Family Guy fan, so... And I tried to get into the Orville, and I liked the first couple of episodes. I just kind of never continued it. It made me want to watch the original Star Trek. It's like, oh, this is good. What if there's something better?
Yeah, that's...
But Wahlberg not returning, not surprising. Even though today with the streaming money, I don't know, I guess Wahlberg makes a lot of monies in the movies that he makes.
He seems to me like I can't do a Peacock show type of guy.
He's literally called himself a peacock in the other guys, which is funny.
That's true.
I'm a peacock, Captain. You gotta let me fly. Here's your chance.
That's another funny movie.
Yeah, that check probably wasn't big enough. He's like, for Peacock?
I was watching Logan Lucky like a few weeks ago. I forgot Seth MacFarlane was in it.
Yes, he is in it, right? He's the English dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, he's a really talented guy. I think, obviously...
And it's going to be live action, so...
Yeah. So, like, I think some of his comedy, especially with Family Guy, kind of... It got worse. Much worse as the seasons progressed, but I think with Ted, I thought that first movie was very funny. And the second one had some funny moments, too. And... I don't know. I'd like to see like what he could do with full creative control in a live action series type deal, because I haven't really watched You Orville, but I still think he has some jokes up his sleeve. He's very musically inclined as well, so that's always a nice wrinkle that he includes into a lot of his shows, or even just, did he make like an album?
Yeah, he's made several albums.
Yeah, so
I think he's made 2 jazz albums, a Christmas album. You're a big Christmas album guy. Your favorite band, The Killers.
I do have a Christmas album. I like it.
I'm surprised he never went down the route of directing a live-action comedy musical. I think he would be good at that. I'm surprised he doesn't have any scripts that he's written. Maybe he has. He's pitched them. And Maybe they just
Trey
suck.
Parker and Matt Stone did.
Right, yeah.
Well,
They went
Broadway,
straight to
yeah.
Broadway.
Well, even Bigger, Longer, and Uncut is technically a musical. Maybe you should team up with Lin-Manuel.
Right.
That's not the next story, is it?
No, it's not.
Fuck.
We can move on to that next story, right?
No. Let's go.
Yeah, get Lin-Manuel on as director.
Go outline for...
Because Lin-Manuel has released his first trailer. Well, he hasn't released it. Netflix has released it. Tick, tick, boom. Hey, man, it was a good transition. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You just scroll that outline. It's just a little finger scroll.
Just throws off everything.
What'd you think about this trailer? Apparently, it's about, I think his name is John Larson, the writer of Rent. Obviously, a very famous Broadway play. And it's sort of autobiographical, semi-autobiographical take on his life. And obviously, it's a musical being directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda. I just want to take a shot at Marissa here, because when Lin-Manuel was at the height of his popularity with Hamilton, I said to her, you ever think he's going to transition into, like, Hollywood? She said, no, he loves Broadway. He'll never leave Broadway. Dude's Mr. Hollywood now, so...
Well, In the Heights just came out today.
Ha, 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 ha. Hope you're listening. Yes, I'm going to see it at 7.
Really? Sick
It's
invite.
a nice little family affair. It's a big deal for my family. Come on.
In the Heights?
In the Heights? Yeah, are you kidding me?
You haven't seen Hamilton yet.
I've seen bits and pieces. I get it. I read the book that it's based off of.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's worse. The book is always better.
It's
There's no singing in the book. There's no rapping.
Maybe there should be. Maybe that's how I would read it then.
He should do that, right? The Hamilton book based on the Hamilton play that was based on the Hamilton biography.
Yeah, the trailer it looks good. I'm not gonna. It wasn't too extensive. You got the point. Netflix musical. It is a movie that I think I'm glad. Actually, I was thinking about this. Well, like
Andrew Garfield looked impressive in it.
Yeah, he's always good.
Alexandra Shipp playing his girlfriend, coming off of playing Storm. So glad to see that she's in a movie with some competent people.
Well, what I was saying is, like, would you rather see a musical in, like, a theater?
I don't know. Yeah, definitely.
It's like In the Heights,
yeah.
HBO Max, but
right.
I feel like, with the music and everything, it would be more enjoyable in the theater.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And this is going right to Netflix, so.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. Netflix needs to, I think they need to make special cases for some of their movies that they do come out in theaters. And I know they've done that in the past, like The Irishman.
Limited, though.
Limited, right. But at least give me that, because I think this is, especially musicals, it's a movie that you would enjoy more in theaters. All of their movies, to tell you the truth, I would enjoy in theaters. I wish all of them had limited runs, but this one especially.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the movie.
So you hate theaters?
I was the only one in my theater.
Yeah, you were crying the other day about how depressed you were about theaters, dying.
I mean, like...
And now I'm over here advocating for theaters.
Right, but two things. I saw A Quiet Place 2, and I feel like that's like the perfect movie to sit by yourself in and not have anyone else around.
Right. I think all the coughs, though, kind of add to the experience.
Not during A Quiet Place.
Yeah, it adds to the atmosphere.
Because you have no one to blame you have no one to blame but yourself if you hear any distracting noises.
Your own noises can't distract you. That's like tickling yourself.
I could do that in an empty theater. In an empty theater, I could.
No, but you're not ticklish because you're the one tickling. It's the surprise. Well, whatever. Before we move on to the next topic, Aaron, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor for today's episode, Unidragon, one of the largest producers and vendors of wooden puzzles in the world. Right now, you can head on over to unidragon.com and use promo code NERDSOUP21 for 10% off your first purchase. And you will see for yourself the beauty of Unidragon's wooden puzzles. They have designs ranging from animals to natural settings and even giant world maps. Unidragon uses a technique called laser cutting when designing their puzzles to ensure that every piece fits perfectly. And it's a technique that really brings out the beauty in their designs. Wooden puzzles make great gifts for friends, family, colleagues, or kids. It's not like those boring cardboard puzzles. These are puzzles that are works of art. You can also just buy one for yourself, feel the satisfaction of finishing one of these gorgeous puzzles, and hang it on your wall for everyone to be jealous of. And remember, head on over to unidragon.com and use promo code NERDSOUP21 for 10% off your first purchase. All right, Aaron, what do you say we move on to the next topic here?
Oh, no, hold on. What was I going to say? Oh, another thing. Regal switching from to Pepsi products made me very upset.
Oh, wow. What's the alternative?
I had to drink a fucking
Pepsi
Max.
Is it a Mountain
Coke Zero?
Is it a Mountain Dew? Is there alternative
To Sprite?
No, I think they have Sprite, right? Pepsi products.
No, Sprite's Coke.
Sprite's Coke? Okay. Yeah, I think, doesn't Pepsi have Mountain Dew?
I don't know. I was just upset because
They don't have Baja Blast?
Pepsi Max is fucking garbage compared to Coke Zero.
Well, first of all, Coke Zero is also garbage. Soda in general is terrible. Any alterations to soda are even worse.
Well, I don't drink soda anymore, but at the movies I'll get a Coke.
You
I'll
have
get
to.
a Coke Zero.
You're supposed
Something
to
about
get
the
a
fizz.
cherry Coke, though. That's disappointing. No more cherry Cokes.
Yeah. I saved the cherry Cokes for the blockbusters.
So when you go to see Fast 9 in theaters just to get that first look at Jurassic World Dominion, what drink will you get? Are you going to sneak in a drink?
Now, for Fast, I'll do Mountain Dew. I feel like that's...
That is such a Fast and Furious drink. Yeah. Yeah, but apparently there's going to be a 5-minute closer look at Jurassic World Dominion at not select screenings, but screenings of Fast 9 in IMAX theaters. And we got our first look. We got the first ever dinosaur in a Jurassic World movie, Jurassic Park movie with feathers.
About time.
He's got a little hair. He looks like Trae Young. That's really it when it comes to this story.
Are you excited for this movie?
Hell no. There's not a franchise
I
that I
wanna
could be
be.
least excited about.
I want to be,
less
though.
excited about. I don't want to be. The first one was great, but you can't keep doing
Great?
that. They keep doing it. The first Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
Not Jurassic World. I've disliked all of them.
World was fine.
You ever get a throw on World when you're bored? Are you ever itching to watch Jurassic World?
Bryce
The
Dallas
pterodactyl
Howard,
scene
though.
is hilarious. What'd you say?
For Bryce Dallas Howard and that, though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good reason.
Watch our episode of Black Mirror.
I don't like the little raptors. But, yeah, no, the second one was just straight.
I thought you said I like the Little Rascals. It's
The
like, yeah, me
Raptors.
too as a kid.
The second one was
Little
just
Rascals.
completely took me out of any hope for the. But then you have like Laura Dern and coming back and everything, and I'm like, yeah,
That's going to be stupid. They have Jeff Goldblum come back for the second one, and he spoke 10 lines.
That's like the best 10 lines in the movie, though.
Yeah, but why not give him 10,000 lines? He is so good in Thor Ragnarok, man.
He really is.
When she's like, the slaves have revolted, he's like, ooh, I don't like that word. And she's like, the prisoners with jobs have armed themselves. He's like, better.
He is good. But yeah, like Laura Dern coming back, like that's gonna get me like a little excited, and I'm obviously gonna see it. I hope it's just like
Yeah, of course, because
you have to.
it's everything wrong with Hollywood.
Right.
It's the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight. You have to go see the dinosaur with feathers now, right?
I didn't watch the fight though. I did look up though. I was interested to see how it went.
So you were somewhere where the fight was on, and you're claiming you didn't watch it?
No, I didn't watch it at all. But I I checked Twitter to see
Okay.
like how it was progressing.
I was watching it on a Twitter stream, and it was so funny to see all the famous people joining the stream. Like, damn, Steph Curry, you don't have $50 for Showtime? Like Cornell West. Just all of us watching this fucking ridiculous fight. But no, I can't say I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the dinosaurs with feathers. I'm happy for the dinosaurs. Because for so many years, they were represented as beings without feathers, when that just wasn't the case.
I went to a museum, and there were dinosaur like exhibits, and then it had feathers, and I appreciated that. I wonder how like when did they make that change? I'm glad they did.
It looks like it's coming in this movie.
Tell you what, T-Rex,
Tell you what, man.
unimpressed.
Unimpressed?
Yeah,
What?
the one they had at the museum.
What did he like? Do a song and dance?
No, like I thought he was be a little bit bigger. I saw one of the long neck guys, and he was an impressive specimen. T-Rex though, I'm not saying I could take it, but like I feel like I would have a better shot than I would have thought I would have.
At doing what? At stabbing it a million times while hanging on its leg or something?
I feel like I can ride it.
That's the thing. I doubt the T-Rex would even attack us like they do in the movies.
No, you stand still. They can't see you.
Right. Exactly.
But in the Jurassic Parks, I was expecting that. This guy was just left more to be desired, in my opinion.
Boy, you better hope Jurassic Park never comes back.
What, they're not?
Never comes true.
Are they gonna listen to the pod?
Yeah. They evolve. They become intelligent. You're number one on their fucking list. The Nerd Soup podcast. And all of a sudden, you're the fucking guy in the first
But now
Jurassic
for the
Park.
Bronchiosaurus, he's gonna hear all like the I was pumping his tires
So
much
wait.
he's going to take my side.
What you're basically saying is you think Vin Diesel could take on a T-Rex if that crossover ever happened.
What is he driving?
Let's move on to the next story here. We have Madelyn Cline following her breakout role in Netflix's smash hit Outer Banks. Have you seen Outer Banks?
Season 2's coming out.
Oh, look at that. It has been cast and now is out too. So congratulations to Madelyn Cline. Young star, only 23 years old. So like I said, I haven't seen Outer Banks. Or I didn't say that, but I'm saying it now. So not too familiar with her, but I saw people on Twitter were once again happy with this casting news. This cast continues to grow. And I think most fans are very satisfied and excited to see how it's all going to play out.
I would like to one day make a movie and like announce like a new cast member every week, like it's another sick member, but like just never make the movie. I feel like that would be neat.
We should do that as a joke. You should just have that running gag on your Twitter page every week. Your script is finally finished. It's being produced.
But no one's gonna believe that. I'm gonna make up a movie.
People who don't listen to the pod will believe it if our followers continue to retweet and like it and buy into it.
Oh, wow.
It needs to be a whole Nerd Soup podcast. And then all of a sudden, deadlines reporting about Aaron the Nerd Soup's Monkey movie starring Daniel Day-Lewis, Kevin Hart. I gotta throw him in.
Who we bringing back from the dead?
Who we bringing back from the dead? Klaus Kinski. And we get Werner Herzog to direct it. Reunite those two frenemies.
I was actually really pumped to write the other day, and my fucking laptop broke. That's fucking life to a T,
You just subscribe to that $100 screenwriting service, right?
No, I still got the free trial.
You got the free trial.
But it's going to run out by the time I get a new fucking laptop.
Yeah, your display is definitely broken. It's got to be a display issue. If the light's coming on.
It turned on, like it looked like it was about to, and it was just like, nope. And that's the last...
Did its old switcheroo on you?
Yeah. Fucking Max.
Fucking Max. All right, let's go to the last story here. We have Bill Skarsgard is joining the cast of John Wick 4. Another movie that continues to grow its cast with some very respectable and beloved actors. Bill Skarsgard, man. Guy's becoming a legend in his own right. He's really carving out his path within the Skarsgård family tree. They're not even competing with other actors; they're just competing with themselves, with the family.
I saw something like, how do you have like that type of family where everyone's just like sick? I guess it started at the top, right? A little nepotism, but it's not like they're bad.
No, they're all good.
Yeah,
they are all good.
They don't have a Chet. There's not a Chet Skarsgård.
There could be. Maybe we're... I hope they do.
Who's the Archie Manning of the... Well, even Archie Manning's like a rocket scientist. And his son is like going to be a superstar in the NFL.
Archie's the dad. You mean Cooper?
Cooper's
a rocket scientist?
That might have just been like a rumor. Or he probably spread it to make himself look better. But I think he's like a doctor or something.
Well, he was always known as the most athletic man, right? That was the story on him, that he would have been a great wide receiver.
Yeah.
Which to me, rocket scientist is more believable, because seeing the way that Peyton and Eli run, you're telling me they got an all-pro wide receiver brother? Get the fuck out of here.
So who's the Chet Hanks of the Skarsgård family? I'm going to look into this.
They all seem to be very well-raised kids.
Yes. That annoys me.
Mild-mannered.
No, that shouldn't annoy me. Good on you guys.
Yeah.
How much of his like appeal is his face, you think?
It's a lot of it. Yeah, definitely. What was the last movie that he was in where he played like some... Oh, he was Tom Holland's father.
Yeah.
And The Devil All the Time, right?
He was in Deadpool 2.
I thought he was good in The Devil All the Time.
He was.
Deadpool 2.
He was good.
Yeah, I think it's a face that...
Like, not even talking because he's attractive. Obviously, everyone in Hollywood's attractive.
Face.
But
it's weird.
His is like...
It's a Cillian Murphy face.
I think it's even more.
He's ugly but handsome at the same time. It's very strange.
He's not ugly. He just looks emaciated.
Okay.
But like only in his cheeks.
Right.
The rest of his body seems fine. It looks like he needs like just good
he
bones.
He is a creepy motherfucker when he's in that it makeup.
I feel like he could do the same smile without it, and he'll scare the shit out of me.
Yeah. Who else has that great smile? Oh, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's got that crazy fucking smile.
Yeah, some people can just
cheek
control
muscles,
their face muscles.
Yeah, it's like being able to move your ears. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can. I can't do the eyebrow thing though.
I can't do
fucking
either of those.
pissed me off as a kid because I loved The Rock and I wanted to be like him.
None of my muscles work. Face muscles, arm muscles.
Can you frown? Frowning's not a thing.
No, it's just nothing. Look of sadness on your face. But you can't physically make your mouth go.
Yeah.
You have to like
I discovered that the other day.
fix your lips, you know.
Because if you do the thing, that's a pout. That's not a
it's-
frown.
It's really a pout. The
So
pout is the frown.
where did frowning come from?
It's the look.
Mm.
You can tell when someone's. What do you mean? You have a permanent frown on your face.
That's just my face.
You're the frown emoji.
See, the frown emoji is exaggerated. My
Yeah,
frown.
of course it is.
I'm not frowning because I'm not smiling. This is my face. I have resting frown face.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Mm.
But someone who has resting bitch face isn't being a bitch.
No, I wish I had resting bitch face. I feel like there's like a thing like that surrounds you. It's like, oh, don't want to.
You know, I think emojis have surpassed written language as the best form of expressing kind of what you're trying to get through to the other person. Because emojis, LOL, great example, can be interpreted in so many different ways.
I've never used an emoji that properly represented how I felt at that time.
Well, you're behind the game with everything. I mean, you're afraid of the future.
No, I'm not.
But I'm
afraid
saying for us who do use emojis.
But if I do like
for
a
us who
cry
have
face
stepped into the
emoji,
future-
I'm rarely cry facing or laughing.
Right, but you can't misinterpret the crying face laughing emoji. There's only one definition for that.
But it's never genuine.
It can be genuine,
For
but
me,
LOL
yeah.
can be you're pissed, you're laughing, you're upset,
I
you're
always
mildly
just do a
amused.
Straightforward, LOL, no nonsense.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there are different. You're not getting me because you're just so.
I like the bull emoji. Not the bull, but like when you're blowing smoke out the nose. That's a good one.
Now you're getting me.
Yeah.
Do you use that emoji?
Sometimes I'll write something and I'll see the little emoji pop up next to it. I'm like, yeah, I'll use that instead.
I saw some girl once tweet that if a guy uses emojis, that's feminine to me. And for like a couple weeks, because this
I
is how
tried
it
the
is that-
emoji. I put a valiant effort, like a little bit of like.
You don't seem like an emoji guy.
I know, but
You're
I wanted
not a big texter though.
I wanted to try it out.
You're a big caller.
I like calling. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
You get to the point. Bang, bang, boom.
We're living in a society of texters and callers. I'm a texter, you're a caller. Nash, caller. Teddy, texter. Used to be a caller.
It depends. Like if you're just texting someone and you just have a back and forth all day, sure, that's fine. But like when it comes,
No, but to get things done.
yeah, just a quick call.
Maybe I don't want to get things done. Maybe I want to delay things. You want to move on to fan questions here?
Yeah, sure.
Damn, you seem excited for fan questions.
I am. I saw a little sneak peek. There's some good ones there.
Were you like planting people in the audience? Making fake accounts, asking questions?
Why is Aaron the
First
best?
question here.
Is Aaron really
from
that handsome in person?
Samuel
Why is Aaron
Aaron.
so much funnier than you guys?
That's for the fan to decide.
Yay! People, you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
This question here from Ariana at Always in Shape. No, Always in a Face. I was like, that's a funny at. I'm not good at reading. What's a movie that you don't get that everyone else loves? And a movie other people don't get that you alone love? Oh,
Like,
perfectly.
What?
Like a movie that everyone loves that you don't get why they love it.
Okay.
Perfect example for me would be The Mitchells versus the Machines, a movie that's came out and everyone seems to love it. Animated movie of the year, poised to win Best Animated Picture. I thought it was a Pixar ripoff. I thought it was annoying, and I haven't. My new philosophy is if I don't like a movie, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to tweet about it. Not going to criticize it, especially when so many people have loved it.
Did you letterbox it?
I did letterbox it. Yeah, I gave it 2 stars. The only appealing aspect of that movie to me was the main character. Everyone else was a cardboard cutout of movies that I've seen before. Same thing with the story, but people fucking love it.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, the main character is a cinephile, and she's applying to film school. She's awesome. So I can, if you're a film fan, you're gonna watch this and you're gonna see yourself in this character. If anyone's who's ever dreamed of working in the film industry in any capacity, but I didn't love it.
Wow.
But you should check it out. I mean, it's gotten great reviews. Maybe you may be one of those people who do love, who will love it. Same thing with Raya and the Last Dragon.
You didn't like
I watched. No, I didn't like it. Did you watch
Maybe
that?
you're just losing your I don't know, that childish wonder.
I think American animation is in a rut.
Anime.
American anime is in a bit of a rut. We need some more anime.
I thought Soul was very good.
Soul was good, yes. But once again, as much as I like Soul, it felt like they were just trying to outsmart themselves from inside out. Maybe they accomplished that, but I think Pixar...
I felt it was different in the sense, all right, when you want to go into, I feel like that's a different kind of, you can get the same themes from it, but they attacked it from different ways. Where Inside Out was more of your inner emotions, where I feel like Soul explored more of the kind of everything around you in terms of how that makes you feel, and kind of more on a... It's hard to explain, but I felt like it was more expansive, where Inside Out was maybe a little bit more personal.
The themes are fine. I just don't... The way that they try to make them metaphors, physical metaphors... I just don't. Like I said, I enjoyed Soul, but I want more of Toy Story Pixar. And obviously, that's the first fucking movie, going right to where it all started. But
we talked about this, I think, a couple weeks ago or a couple pods ago. I didn't really think Baby Driver was all that. When we talked about Last Night of Soho and Edgar Wright.
I thought of a movie for that question we asked. What's a movie that wasn't loved by critics but may get praise as time goes on? I think Tenet could be that type of movie. I think we're already starting to see that.
Tenet.
Where critics were kind of split, but more people are starting to enjoy it as time passes, even though it's only been less than a year.
I mean, The Godfather comes to mind. No, I'm joking. It's a fine film.
Well, a movie that other people don't get that you alone love. Batman v Superman for you, right? For me, it'd be Venom.
You liked Venom, right?
I did.
Yeah. You're a weird guy.
Venom.
That's probably the only reason why you liked it.
This question here from Kane.
You know what I was thinking? I don't know why. Random thought that I had today. I was ranking the Denis Villeneuve movies in my head.
Sorry, Kane.
I put Enemy last. And I really fucking like Enemy. So that just speaks to how good he is. I don't know. I was just thinking about Dune today.
Can't wait for Dune, man. Just remember all caps when you spell Dune's name. Yeah, Enemy may be last. Hopefully it's not Dune.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Even if Dune's second to last in his filmography, it's still going to be pretty fucking great.
If Dune's in the same quality as Enemy, I'll take that. I'd take that deal.
Very different movies, but in terms of
just
my
accomplishing what they set out to accomplish. Enemy is an interesting movie.
I think I bumped Incendies up to 3.
Wow, look at that.
I like Incendies.
This question here from Kane at Kane the Stranger. Who is your favorite redemption arc in film, TV, anime? Good questions here today. They're making me think. I'll say Zuko in Avatar The Last Airbender. Spoilers.
How long has that show been out for?
Yeah, it's been out for quite a while. And the redemption arc it kind of ebbs and flows rather than kind of a gradual ascent to being a moral hero.
Yeah. So many good redemption arcs. I love a good redemption arc.
Darth Vader's up there for film.
I still don't think he was ever redeemed.
All right, Leia. Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad, I think you can kind of describe it as a redemption arc.
Personal redemption? Or how the audience views him?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of personal redemption. That's more of a finding inner peace arc, right?
Yeah, I'm at the place right now where he's bad. He's very low. Just got kicked out of the house. Had to go sleep in his RV. Got covered in shit from the porta potty.
Oh, yeah. He's a great character, man. He really is.
I think Jamie probably is one of my favorites. And I think just from the outside looking in, removing myself from it, just seeing the hatred this character received early on to where he ended up, where people are actually upset because they wanted more for him at the end. That's pretty impressive the way George was able to handle that, especially in the books. But who'd you say again?
Zuko from Avatar The Last Airbender.
I haven't seen it, so Jamie and Zuko, those are a couple of good choices.
There's a good one going on right now in My Hero Academia. The character of Endeavor. It's been a very interesting redemption arc for him. because he's a character where you kind of see what he's done in his past. You don't see it happening in real time. So he's kind of trying to make up for those mistakes.
Thanos had a good redemption arc.
This question here from Monsuer Queso. Favorite DC animated movie, and why is it Mask of the Phantasm? You ever see Mask of the Phantasm?
Yeah, I don't know, it's not my favorite, though.
Some people say it's the best Batman animated movie.
Yeah, no, it's definitely fantastic. I like Under the Red Hood, because I just like the Red Hood character.
It's got to be Mask of the Phantasm.
But I think I've watched Under the Red. Like, he said favorite, didn't say best. Or did he say best and not favorite?
Well, he said, why is it Mask of the Phantasm? I mean, that would be my favorite. Best Batman animated movie. Would love to see a live-action adaptation one day. I mean, people will probably get to know the spoilers, but for the people who haven't seen it, Under the Red Hood it's funny because he became a very popular character like 3 to 4 years ago. I think with Arkham Knight coming out, just the Jason Todd character, a lot of people are fascinated by his character.
Yeah.
And we've yet to see him in live action. It's almost like they just missed. Like, that's how incompetent DC is. They nailed it with Harley Quinn.
I disagree. I feel like we needed to space that out because I feel like it's just so widely known. I guess not a people. In our circle.
You think Saul Hill knows who Red Hood is?
In our circle.
Yeah, but that's everything in our circle.
Right.
That's like saying they need to space out Thanos, another 10 years.
Because I feel like even playing Arkham Knight, it's like I knew it was Jason Todd right away.
But those spoilers don't matter. I mean, when was the last time we saw a live-action Robin? The last memory we have of a live-action Robin.
The one with George Clooney. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Jason Gordon-Levitt.
I think Red Hood is a story that you can... Yeah, right. You can even just give it away as just a tragic tale of what happened to one of Batman's Robins. I think he's... maybe we'll get it now then, right? Because he's not on everyone's mind. This question here from Nelly at Hall. When is Bo going to watch Maniac in succession? Aaron, you want to answer this?
When I watch My Hero?
Perfect answer.
Yeah. I'll watch Succession. It's more relevant now.
No, I will watch both. I know Maniac's a quick watch. It's only about 4 hours, right? For that first season?
Yeah, it's relatively... it's
like a movie.
Yeah.
Like a long-ass movie. Yeah, no, I'll definitely watch that. I mean, Emma Stone, I heard she's getting married, actually. Or she is married. So, congratulations to me. This question here from Amando Gonzalez. What is your best heartbreaking NBA moments? My best is Robert Horry hitting the Game 5 three-point shot in 2005. Great series. Spurs Pistons. I remember that shot so vividly, dude, because I was rooting for the Pistons. And my heartbreaking is Ray Allen's shot in 2013 Game 6. Dude, that was at the height of my LeBron hatred, 2013. I was devastated by that shot. I can't imagine what it was like being a Spurs fan. That would still keep me up to this day. They had the chip in their hands, dude.
Yeah.
The ropes came out. They were ready to celebrate, legacy hugs. And all of a sudden, LeBron scat. Now I like it.
I think one of my favorite moments was Melo on Easter against the Bulls, hitting those 2 threes.
That's a fun one. And
it's like just a regular season game, but when you don't have that much playoff like moments, like, I guess that was just because that year was like the year that, we thought we could have actually competed. And
well, my heartbreaking has to be Roy Hibbert's block on Melo.
Yeah,
that's become just burned into my fucking memory. Anytime I see Roy Hibbert or hear Roy Hibbert, I get PTSD because Melo was
can't even watch Parks and Rec anymore.
Melo was cooking in that fourth, dude, and we were all so hyped. We were like, Melo's bringing this to Game 7.
That game too, when we did the Melo trade, and the first game against the Heat, and we beat him. And Billups hit that big 3.
Oh yeah, that was awesome, man.
Those are just more like validations, like, oh, we're here. We can take anybody. And it never worked. It never worked out that way.
You know what's one of my best too? The Kyrie Irving 3 against the Warriors, because I was such a LeBron fan, and I was freaking out that whole fourth quarter.
It's character development, right?
Like,
there.
Is LeBron about to get another fucking chip? Like, he's about to pull off this comeback. Hands sweating, and when Kyrie hit that 3, it was like, yo, they're about to win this. So that was crazy. This question here from Chloe Leon at Chloe Leon B. Have you seen Bo Burnham's recent special Inside? Interested to hear what you think. Have you seen this one, Aaron? No, this is another one that's been very popular.
I don't think I'm like ready to watch anything like that. It might destroy me.
Right, yeah. Especially after our 2020s.
Yeah.
Because we basically stayed inside and produced content for YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Not as good. So it's just like, oh, this guy's so much more talented than me.
Yeah. So.
And taller.
Well, he's just a sad guy.
Yeah, no.
I feel like it's just going to be super depressing.
He's a sad boy.
I don't want to be depressed.
One of my favorite jokes of his was when he was, you know how he does the songs? He's like, this is a song called World on Fire.
Whatever happened to that, Bo Burnham? It's always like, I think every comedian at some point, or like they take that turn where it just gets super depressing, and it's like actually good and in depth and deep and hits all the points, but it's also like do the piano song.
It's so
do the
hard.
upbeat piano song.
It's so hard to maintain being funny, man, as a comedian. It really is. This question here from Shane at Shane Lisa. Favorite fictional candy? Wonka bar.
It's got to be the Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, no, that's the best answer. When he was dropping them from the blimp and shit.
I just want to know what those tasted like.
Dude, those were something else. That's like the blue fruit in Dragon Ball.
It's like with a Krabby Patty, I can like kind of put together what it could be like. This is a really good hamburger, and if I can have really good hamburgers. But that, I don't even know
what about a
that
pretty
is.
patty?
Just dip a quarter pounder in some paint.
Krabby Patty with jelly was the funniest. When Mr. Krabs started selling those. More! He had the jellyfish working in a sweatshop. That show was unhinged.
Yeah. Because it was like, he like made it through science and had the perfect amount of sweet and sour and crunch and crisp.
Yeah, that was scientific. Yeah, the crunch and the sour. Ooh. It's theoretically possible, but not feasible. One of those scientific mysteries, right?
Yeah.
Like they say, Tenet, the idea of inversion is that you can spill a glass of orange juice and then put the orange juice back in the glass. And theoretically, that's possible, but it's probably not. That's the candy. That's the Jimmy Neutron candy. Great answer. This question here from the Nerdy Pat. What has been your favorite piece of media in 2021 so far?
Ooh.
I'm trying to think. Has there
like
been
new
any,
media?
10 out of 10 shows? Yeah, I guess new media. New media is that has dropped.
I guess Mare is my favorite show so far.
Okay.
Was Attack on Titan 2021?
No, yeah, kind of. Yeah, started in December. Most of it aired in 2021.
Okay.
I would say maybe the Demon Slayer movie for me. Even though it was a 2020 release, it came out here in 2021, so I'm counting it as a 2021 release.
I can't believe it's already fucking June.
Yeah, man.
It's been a weird, like a year. I felt like it's, at times, it fucking dragged forever, and now it's kind of speeding up. I feel like that's every year, though.
Yeah, that's life. Fucking life.
Jeez. Favorite movie so far? I don't know. Has there been any like really good movies?
Trying to think of shows that have come out too. I don't know. What's been you said Mayor of Easttown. I think that's a solid answer.
Yeah.
It's been it's been a weak year so far for movies and television and video games. I mean, video games, the drought is becoming like you could feel it, you know? People are dying for some video games to quench their thirst. But that's why I have no intention of buying a PlayStation 5. Everyone who I know that has bought a PlayStation 5 is just sitting on their shelves. They're just using it to stream YouTube like they were doing with the PlayStation 4. Manny and Cam never touch it, so once there's a game that comes out for PlayStation 5 that that you need, that's probably when I get that system.
Yeah, it's no rush.
We'll take a few more questions here. This one here from Cynic. Yeah, Cynic. That's got to be it. How do you feel about the critics who are claiming streaming is killing story diversity because it panders to the viewers' interests? Well, this has been the big debate between content and storytelling, right? That there's a difference there, I guess.
Right, but isn't like everything streaming regardless made for pander to people's interests?
Yeah, I think people just want to blame streaming because it's a new thing. But you can make the argument, I mean, filmmakers have said this. Martin Scorsese, how long was he trying to get The Irishman done? Netflix gave him $200 million when studios wouldn't.
Probably would have been cheaper if they just gave the money right away because he didn't have to do the CGI. That's how long he's been waiting.
Right. No, exactly. If studios would have made it back in 2006, they could have just made it with those actors and de-aged them with makeup.
Mm-hmm.
But with Netflix wanting to make their mark, wanting to try and kill theaters here, they're like, yeah, this isn't going to make back our $200 million, but go ahead because we're trying to build our brand here. Maybe that will eventually stop, right? When Netflix comes to the realization that some of these movies and shows have to make some money for them.
Right,
but at this point, they're just throwing money everywhere.
We would still be getting the same content.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe
they
not
act like
as
movies
much,
haven't been
but
bad
like,
forever.
It's like if Netflix didn't exist, Army of the Dead still would have hit theaters.
Right.
Like stuff like Extraction and things like that. Maybe you could argue it's even like better because you're giving more creators opportunities, but if you're only giving the opportunities to creators that can make more, that adhere to a certain guideline to make it more appealing, then maybe that's where you can make an argument. It's not like, I guess at the lower level, I guess you can say that maybe they could be using their resources instead of funding this shitty movie to fund more indie type projects and, ultimately better stories, but it's the same thing studios do. You can't just put that all on streaming.
Right, and this idea that streaming services are too focused on developing content, I mean, the word content look what Tribeca Film Festival recently did. They took out film from their name because they want to be more open to all forms of storytelling, whether it's on streaming or through video games. I don't know if that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, but some of the best stories we've seen over the last 5 to 10 years have come in the forms of streaming service television series or video games. So, and like you said, it's not a new thing that Hollywood is trying to cater to what people want to see in order to make money. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting argument that's definitely not going away, but to me, there's no clear stance to take here yet.
Right.
All right, we'll take one last question here from Brian at Rab Myself. With the success of Zack Snyder's Justice League, with it being as long as it is, do you think directors should try to make longer 3 to 4 hour runtime movies? No, definitely not, because most directors can't make good 3 to 4 hour movies. I can't believe I'm saying this. Snyder made a good 3 to 4 hour movie, but that's a very specific case. That movie needed to be 3 to 4 hours. It was more of a gesture by the studio to Zack Snyder because it was originally supposed to be 2 movies, and he wanted to throw as much as he could in there because he knew this would be his final DC movie. There are certain movies that come out where I said, yeah, this should have been 3 hours.
It depends on the cut, right? I feel like most movies are that long. But I think even sometimes directors and filmmakers realize that didn't work too well. Well, we don't need this scene. It kind of, maybe we shot had a couple different ideas. This worked better and it flowed better. And the editing process through all that, I think, is beneficial for a lot of movies to cut down and make it
a movie.
Yeah.
Like when they come out and say there's a 5-hour Black Panther cut. The first cut for Black Panther was 5 hours. It's like, yeah, you know how much crap was probably in that movie?
Yeah, every movie has the same, you got to trim the fat off of every movie.
But Star Wars, perfect example of that, the first one.
And I guess if you tell me, all right, well, I don't know, David Lynch made a movie and somehow the studio made him cut this, the studio guidelines made him cut down this, whatever. Yeah, I would like to see what he wanted.
Right.
Same thing with Zack Snyder. But if it's a lot of directors and filmmakers, they want to cut their movie. Not every filmmaking process and movie that comes out benefits from that longer runtime or not cutting everything out.
Yeah, and you see that with the bigger director, the longer your movie can be. You're going to have more leeway with the studios. You're going to have more pull, where Christopher Nolan could come out and say, I want this to be a 2.5-hour sci-fi epic it's a globe-trotting spy thriller.
Yeah, and a lot
the
of
studio will be like, okay, because you're Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, a lot of those directors, they make sure they can do what they want and get what they want.
But like we said with Scorsese, he wanted to make this epic, and it took him 12 years. Same thing with Silence. It takes time. And like you said, not every director is setting out to make a long movie. They're just setting out to make a good movie, and length is relative for most of the time. All right, that is the Nerd Soup Podcast for today. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, share, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all those places. If you want to get your questions on the podcast, it's the best place to follow us. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, right? All those, Pandora. Subscribe, share it with your friends. And for Aaron the Nerd Soup Monkey, I am Bo Oliver signing off. Teddy's coming back next week.
Oh, wow.
The return of Ted.
No way.
He's going to have a great tan.
Oh, cool.
You're a dick.
Damn, we were making some good points in that video. Hey guys, Aaron the Nerd Soup Monkey here. Before we end this video, I want to give a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters. What can I say about you guys that I haven't already said about myself? You are the most important part of the channel and the main reason we keep going strong. Like Bo says, you keep the lights on in the fridge so the fridge is full. Or something like that. So, from everyone here at Nerd Soup, I'd like to thank you guys for your continued support. If you're interested in joining the ranks of our patron supporters, head over to patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out the rewards we offer to our patrons. We recently dropped some new stickers for you guys to check out, or you could choose a tier that will allow you to select a movie, show, or video game for us to review. We've got a full slate of fan-suggested reviews coming your way, and we're really excited about the chance to review some of those movies and shows. We've also got t-shirts, mugs, behind-the-scenes videos showing how we bring our videos to life. And once again, thank you to all our Patreon pledgers who have been supporting us throughout the years. Without you, we wouldn't be able to convert all your pledges into cryptocurrency, so thank you from my future self for making us rich.